Today we are going to discuss what led to the ultimate final result of Miami demolishing Boston at home, holding Boston to 84 points. So before we begin this, the first thing I want to note is Boston scored 84 or less points 0 times this year. So how on earth did the Miami Heat manage to hold a, up to this point, dominant team to only 84 points, their season low, ideally when Boston should be playing their single best basketball of the year? My goal is to communicate this to you in 6 total plays. The first concept is the Miami Heat are going small. So if we notice right here, we have Bam Adebayo is the largest. He's playing the 5. Everyone else surrounding him is guards, and frankly, Bam Adebayo is athletic enough to be considered essentially a guard as well, at least on defense. Okay, so that singly allows them to guard one-on-one much more efficiently and essentially to negate the driving ability of the Celtics. From the jump, they essentially force difficult drives and bad shots from the Celtics all game long. The second concept is the Miami Heat on defense chose to switch all ball screens. Okay, so that means as soon as there's going to be any interaction right here, a handoff, whatever, they simply switch it. Okay? If we watch, that takes minimal, if no effort from the defense. Okay, Jimmy Butler literally points, and that's all they have to do. The goal of this is to essentially not allow the offense, in Boston, the situation, be able to run or interact in any other way, and essentially make them play one-on-one basketball. And so what the Heat are saying is we have good enough defenders that we can guard you one-on-one, so if we take away any plays you can drop, we'll force you into contested difficult shots, and you'll miss them. This play is the perfect example of why switching fits so well with Miami Heat. Hey, Boston runs a good little setup right here. Jason Tatum, against most offenses right now, would be going down full speed at probably whoever the big man is. Hey, instead, because they have all guards, that's just Jimmy Butler right there. And instead of panicking or freaking out, or his original defender having to stay with Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler just says, "Oh, I'll slide in front, I'll guard you." Hey, Caleb Martin doesn't panic. He just switches back out to who Jimmy Butler had. Bam Adebayo helps a little bit, but Bam Adebayo can still stay respecting the corner shooter and close out aggressively, and that's just good defense. The final concept is the Heat also went to zone several times. They had done this previously a couple times in the playoffs, but this is probably the heaviest they relied on it, and it worked absolutely wonderfully. So it's not necessarily a traditional zone where you have like 2-3, but it's kind of like an amoeba where they flow based on where different people are. So we can see in this first example, simply the nature of the zone confused a little bit. They get a tip, they go the other way for an easy bucket. There are 2 beautiful concepts that I love that the zone provides. So the first is that simply Duncan Robinson, who would be seen as a weakness on defense, given the fact that he's probably not as mobile as the rest of the defenders, you can essentially hide him a little bit because he just has to stay in the area instead of guarding one person doing whatever they're doing. The other concept is when the ball gets into the middle, we're going to watch how the Heat react. So a lot of times when the ball goes into the middle against zones, the reason why you kind of counter it to getting the ball in the middle is because they freak out and everyone collapses to the inside. The Heat are 100% in control of the situation. The ball gets into the inside. Hey, Bam Adebayo steps up. He's the closest one. Duncan Robinson doesn't freak out, simply goes to the corner. Caleb Martin, as soon as the pass goes inside, he knows that Al Horford is covered by Bam Adebayo. They're okay with that matchup. And Caleb Martin closes out to the nearest shooter, which is Derek White down here. Okay? The Heat don't panic. No one overreacts. Lowry's got him locked up. Butler's got him locked up. Great defense, and I love this concept that forces contested shots. So in conclusion, the Heat played wonderful defense, which, looking forward to the finals, is a great sign because Denver plays tremendous offense, and Nikola Jokic in himself counters a lot of the ideas and the concepts that the Heat went into Game 7. I'll probably have a different video on that, but I look forward very much to this finals matchup.